Not on this list are the Dash Language Arts 10 for students that are receiving special education services or ESL. If this is your case, please speak with your teacher to make sure that you continue to qualify for ESL and also for Dash Language Arts 10. For the other students, please fill out mark Language Arts 10 or Language Arts 10 honors. Students wishing to take Writing 112 or English 102 should come see me. And students, let's see, students who did not pass Language Arts 9 semester 1 or who may not pass Language Arts 10 Language Arts 9 semester 1 should see me so that we can have you repeat the course either over the summer through Dodea Virtual High School, which students can take remedial classes free of charge. And students can only take one half credit. So if a student does not pass Language Arts 9 second semester, will likely need to take Language Arts 9 for the full year, along with Language Arts 10. This is our math course sequence. There are some students who opted to take geometry before Algebra 1, but typically Algebra 1, geometry, Algebra 2, and pre-calculus are the course sequence for Dodea. However, some students took Algebra 1 or geometry or both in middle school, so their progression is going to be a little bit different. So in this case, if you are currently in geometry and have not earned credit for Algebra 1, you probably should take Algebra 1 next school year. I don't recommend you take Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 concurrently. If you are currently in geometry, and have completed Algebra 1, you may select Algebra 2 or Advanced Quantitative Reasoning for a refresher before taking Algebra 2. Now, under the attachment that was provided to you in the email, I did post a course description for Advanced Quantitative Reasoning, and it can be found on page 13. But in a nutshell, it's typically for students who need a refresher before taking Algebra 2. So if a student took Algebra 1 in 8th grade, currently in geometry, needs a refresher of Algebra 2, could go ahead and take Advanced Quantitative Reasoning. Again, please review the course description, and it can be found on page 13 of the description guide. And then go ahead and take Algebra 2 their junior year, and then take pre-calculus their senior year. So that's why a 4-year plan is definitely important, because it allows you to visually see the courses that they have completed, courses that they are taking, and go ahead and make a roadmap to taking courses that will not only meet graduation requirements, but also meet post-secondary requirements, especially if a student is wishing to take college courses. So for your course selection sheet, again, look at the top. The top is the second box to the right. Algebra 1 is listed. Students, most students will be taking geometry next school year. And if your child is currently in geometry and has not earned an Algebra 1 credit, should take Algebra 1. Students must take their 4th credit in a math elective that's 400 level or higher. Advanced Quantitative Reasoning is at a 500 level. So for students who struggle again or need a refresher, should take AQR. And most students will take geometry. Students, again, who did not take geometry, who took geometry and have not taken Algebra 1 should take Algebra 1. Students needing to repeat a course because they didn't pass Algebra 1 Semester 1 and who are not planning to take this summer course of Algebra 1 Semester 1 can take Algebra 1 for 18 weeks instead of the 6 weeks course that's offered over the summer. So, and those courses can be taken anywhere in the world. It's on a first come, first served basis, and registration takes place right around spring break. So, if this is your case, you might want to see me around spring break. Students wishing to take Algebra 1 over the summer as a refresher in an effort to earn a higher grade. So if a student took Algebra 1 and has an understanding that Algebra 2 is going to be required and they struggled with Algebra 1, could retake Algebra 1 Semester 1 over the summer, and whatever grade they earn it will be balanced or average with the original credit or original grade they earned in Algebra 1. So if a student earns a D and earns an A in Algebra 1 Semester 1 and takes it over the summer with DODEA and DODEA only, it'll be the average of that A and that D grade that will calculate in their high school GPA. So students wishing to raise their cumulative GPA can retake classes, but see me first before you opt for that, and I will look at your 4-year plan and work with you on the process of retaking classes to raise your grade point average. Also along on this list is the college algebra as well, and that will be available. I should also mention that students who are currently taking Algebra 2 as a freshman and who will be taking pre-calculus next year or college algebra can essentially register for SATs or ACTs and start taking those tests. Students that are currently taking Algebra 1 or I would say even geometry should wait and before taking the SAT or ACT, because there are a lot of Algebra 2 concepts on the SAT and ACT. Okay, so this is our science sequence. Students may opt to take human anatomy or marine biology simultaneously with chemistry, and chemistry is the course that's available or it's required for sophomores. Well, I wouldn't even say sophomores, before graduation. So typically the sequence is biology, freshman year, chemistry during sophomore year, and physics during their junior year. And then senior year, students can take another science. Students wishing to apply for college should take English, math, science, and history or core classes in every single year, regardless of the number of credits that's required. So for science, we require 3 credits. Students really that are college bound should consider taking more science. The same thing with social studies. And so some students who are interested in a medical field or a science field will max out in the number of credits that they in science and may take every single course that's available to them. So there are some students that'll take 2 or 3 types of sciences like their senior year, but I would recommend that students take biology, chemistry, and physics in that order, because students that are planning to apply for college, everything the college will see is for students that are applying for college in the fall of their senior year. Colleges will evaluate student transcripts and the types of courses that they take up until the end of their junior year. It is possible for students to select human anatomy and marine biology and not take chemistry. Please make sure that on your 4-year plan, you are taking chemistry your junior year, and your senior year, you are taking physics. Students can start researching colleges that they are interested in applying and should begin searching high school courses that will allow them to become competitive applicants for that university. Students can begin exploring different college websites. And one of the ones I always use is FSU, Florida State University in Florida. And they have a link that's called What We're Looking For under admissions. And so each of the schools will go ahead and post what they're looking for, the admitted student profile from the fall of 2023. This is what it looks like, 4.3 to 4.6, average SAT, ACT scores. Summer admit is slightly lower than the requirements for fall admit. High school courses, minimum courses required. So we do have the minimum high school graduation requirements, but that does not necessarily get you into colleges. So again, minimum courses required for years, 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, same as ours, natural science, 3 credits, social science, 3 credits, same as ours, and 2 years of world language that are sequential. And so for the 2022 accepted students earned 4.5 credits of English and 5.5 credits of math, 5 credits of natural science, 5 credits of social studies, and 3.5 credits of world language. So this is why it's very important to start looking at the requirements for admission in colleges that a student is wanting to apply to. Exploring up to like 3 different colleges is great. Now, if you're going to the States this summer, or for students who don't travel often, please consider registering and register early for an on-campus tour or even a virtual tour, because there's got to be a sense of home. So this is a good idea for students, especially while living overseas, to get an idea of colleges they want to apply to and the types of majors or fields of studies that they offer in those colleges. And so as the years go on, we'll look at this little by little, just so that it doesn't just jump on you all at once.